Happy Thursday. Oh my gosh, this week is just flying by. I don't know if you guys feel that way, but it is. It's flying by. It's going really fast. How is everyone? Jump on, say hi. We are going to be doing some giveaways, so stay tuned. You never know, you might be a lucky winner. Just keep your hands, in the comments and be commenting, and we'll share more information as we go along. So this event is actually pretty easy for me because it's literally, I just pull out the featured sets for the month, and it's literally the first day of May. It's officially the next month. It's a new month. And I just pull those out. And sometimes I'm like, what are they again? I forgot. And so for me, of course, as a club member, I just check out the insert really fast on the paper one that is, and it always is there ready for me to be like, oh yeah, those featured sets. So this month's featured sets is streamers, rings, fancy frills or funky frills. Hold on. Funky frills, right? Yeah, look at the insert again. Funky frills and blossom. Usually, typically with our featured sets, we do 2 to 3 sets. This month, we are doing 4. We just couldn't give it up, one of those, because they all work great together in multiple different ways. So this is kind of a chance for us to pull out just a few sets and to play with them, to discover new designs, be inspired, and kind of scrapbook demo them with inspiration. So hopefully you walk away with an idea or two that you're just so excited about to pull out these featured sets and play with them as you create yourself. Now, if you're not familiar with where to find these featured sets in the shop, for example, let me quickly show you guys here on the website. All right. And you're going to go over underneath products. We always have this featured sets section because every month we focus on a few sets from the shop. And so if you click on that, of course, you'll pull up this other page here, and you'll see those featured sets updated usually on the first of the new month, as long as it's like not a weekend or holiday. But we try really hard to get everything refreshened up for a new month, and just kind of get excited again about some inspiration that we can pull from the feature sets and challenges and all of that stuff that gets us creating again in the new month. So Kiwi clubs are shipping out too for those of you that are club members. Yay, that's always exciting. I always love that. And so happy May. The year is going by fast. I know, I agree. Let me think here. Just joined. Shannon, hello, welcome. I'm glad you're joining us today. That's awesome. So here's the other few benefits really quickly about narrowing in on some featured sets. One question I get all the time is somebody asks, like, how do you know what sets to work with each other? And the truth of the matter is that there really is no wrong. There's so many different mixtures and combinations of ways you can layer and create with a variation of designs and features from different sets, that's kind of what the whole play to create system is built behind, right? Just have fun, play with them, and layer. With that said, we of course pick out a few featured sets that, through, I guess you could say, our professional opinion or something, like, right, experimenting ourselves, that we can feel pretty confident saying, hey, here's a few, sets that if you play with these together, you're going to be surprised about the combination and layout concepts that will start to come to life on your page as you play to create with these designer template sets. So for us, it is a matter of providing that suggestion, but also inside of that, like, giving you focus. And I know for me, like I said, this event is so easy in a way because I know exactly what I'm going to sit down and I'm going to play with, and we're going to just hang out together, and I just pull out those sets. But with that said, even when I sit down to scrapbook, like if I'm like pulling out the Kiwi Club kit, I lean on those featured sets I'm like, listen, I already thought about which ones will work together. I know that I can trust that myself as a scrapbooker. And I just pull those out. So they give you the focus as well, specifically in the initial kickstart when you sit down to scrapbook, which is so important, just to find yourself kickstarting. And so limiting some decisions is super powerful for that initial energy at the beginning. And of course, just simplifying your selection in general can help. And so hopefully you experience that, taking these recommendations each month that we provide and put into the featured section category so that you can easily know, okay, I'm gonna just take that recommendation and see what few pages I can create this month, right? So building that consistency, building that simplicity into your decision making. Diana says, I love getting ideas for sets I may not have used in a while. I agree. I think that's another fun thing about pulling out what you may have not used for a while and using those recommendations as that momentum and inspiration, encouragement to pull them out. And if you don't have these sets yet, it's also a good way to be adding to your collection by taking those recommendations and saying, you know what, I'm just going to follow those recommendations and I'm going to add these few sets to my collection this month. So slowly but surely you can add to your collection that way too. Kathy says the suggestions makes me create outside of my box. I think that's really fun. We used to do, you just made me think, Kathy, we haven't done this for a long time. We used to do this, gosh, I don't know, design by numbers. Some of you guys might remember this. We did a design by numbers where we said like, you can only design with number 2 from any given set. So it was kind of a way that we cherry picked different sets, but you had to pick like the number 2, right? So each of the templates have numbers on them. That was a fun challenge because it kind of did what you were saying too. It like makes you think outside of the box, and featured sets make you do that as well. I think that's why I'm going to just share this layout again, and then we're going to jump into playing with these adorable featured sets. But to go along with what you were saying, I felt the same way. I don't know. This combination, even though we were like, yeah, aesthetically, I think it's going to all work. We don't 100% like remember playing with this combination. We just know aesthetically and from design principles, because we know kind of the base of those design principles, that it will work. So anyways, with that combination in mind, this layout I created, guys, I talked about how much I loved it, but gosh dang it, I pulled it out again for this event to take a peek at it, and my heart just like fluttered all over again. I love it so much. I don't even know what it is about it. I just love it. It's the pictures, the combinations, but it was honestly the exploration of this featured sets mixture as one of those creative challenges that I take even when I'm creating my pages as a scrapbooker, that just kind of like clicked. It like just kind of clicked and it made all this. So club members, it is the first. The PDF is up in the shop. I know that you are still waiting, for Kiwi clubs to show up, but if you are one that wants to check them all out, that's something you can do this evening. It's up in the shop. Well, it's not in the shop. Sorry. It's over in the community under the Kiwi Club library category on that. Hi, Julie. Getting ready to pack the car for my scrapbooking weekend. Ooh, yay. I'm so excited for you. It's a wonderful way to celebrate National Scrapbook Day. She's going to a retreat too, Patricia. I'm so excited for you guys. That was wonderful. Well, make sure to pull out this month's featured sets because I'm telling you guys, it is a great, fun combination. It's so fun. Lisa says she used her 50% off coupon. Okay, last clean house detail, and then we are going to jump in and play. Thank you, Lisa, for mentioning it. Yes, we have today's special is 50% off one item. So take advantage of it. Go grab whatever item. It's whatever item. Just make sure to use coupon code NSD50 at checkout. Okay. But that is today's special, and it's only valid for today. And then we have Friday coming up tomorrow. And we have another special that will hit your inbox in the morning. I think you guys will really love that one too. And then we have the special celebration for National Scrapbooking Day wrap up Friday evening at 7:00 p.m. Eastern time, I believe it is. You can check out that the event in the community, RSVP there so you don't forget and get your notices and all of that good stuff. And then that will propel us into Saturday, which is officially the day. It is officially the day of National Scrapbook Day. So we hope that you enjoy creating and just reflecting on this beautiful hobby. So I think we have our first winner on that last comment. We hit our thing here. Who was it, Dave?
On that last count?
Uh-huh.
On
I just saw the notice thing come up.
Yeah.
Here we go. Lisa. So we are going to be picking random winners from the comments.
That's cool.
And you didn't even know that you were our person. You can see it like over there. It shows the little bubble thing. Yeah. Lisa, you get a special prize sent to you. So email us at support@kiwilane.com. I have some of these goodies, and I could have you select if you would like. Why not? Why not? Bear with me. Be patient for those of you. Lisa, you just let us know in the comments. We got Christmas. We got homegrown. We got Southwest. We got the bunny and the twig. Some of you guys might not be familiar with these, so you'll just have to take your best guess and Enchanted, because I won't open all of them up and show you. But those are a few that were being I grabbed really quickly out of our giveaway drawer to do as giveaways today. And Lisa, you are that winner. So keep chatting, keep hanging out with me, and we will do even more giveaways through the comments, and they are just random. We're going to give this a try and see if we can switch it up this live. All right. So David's just going to pick randomly when he's ready on those comments, and we will throw that out there. All right. So let's jump into our overhead here, and let's sit down together to just play, just design, and how powerful this first step of designing is. Like I mentioned, blossom, funky frills, streamers, rings, right? All good ones, unbelievably good ones. I will start by re-highlighting this because I just have to express just how fun the bones of this layout was. And I don't think I would have been inspired without this combination of designer templates. So funky frills, we'll start there. How many of you guys have funky frills? First off, we have one set that's called fancy frills, and then one set that's called funky frills. And sometimes I get them mixed up, and I'm like, who named those? Because no, I'm kind of the culprit in that in some ways, but it just makes me laugh because I'm like, what a tongue twister and also confusion. But the frills are similar to a standard border. In some cases, they have just this fun other feature about them. If you're not familiar with it, that you can, they have these suggestions on here of what you can layer them with. So for example, let me actually pull out Aspen Court, which Aspen Court we just created with a whole lot last month because it was last month's feature set. But see how you could layer this on top like this? And it tells you right here, it's printed on the frills border, what you can layer with those. Now, we didn't, of course, feature all of these complementary borders that you could work with frills, but just note that that is one of the fun features about frills. So take advantage of it. And you'll notice that two of these pairs are designed with the AB design focus here, but this one is not. So this one you will have to cut out kind of like a fun border concept where you trace and cut them out separate. But both have, each one of them has so much personality inside of the funky frills. I think is where it got its name, Funky Frills, because it adds just such a perky vibe to your layout. So if you're wondering, this one can layer with Aspen Court. This one can layer with Paisley Place. And this one can layer with Abbey Road 3A and 3B. But Funky Frills, not fancy, Funky Frills is also really fun to use on its own. this is the pair that I used on the layout that I was just showcasing that I had so much fun creating. This one would be so cute with dino pages and just really playful pages. It's such a fun twist of our more standard borders. Let me put these back in here. But what happened when I started to use this combination as my springboard, as my challenge that we were just talking about, that creative challenge, streamers is another featured set for this month, right? So I kind of pulled out streamers, and that's what we do when we sit down, is just kind of pull out a few sets and play with them. And, you know, I could have used Aspen Court, like I was just sharing with you, but I realized, I was like, oh, this frills also works, of course, really great with streamers. It has a little longer arches and deeper arches here than, say, Aspen does, but it still follows the vibe enough, even though it kind of dips down here. Actually, that could be a really cute place to just maybe add tiny wildflower. Anyways, mind is going wild now with ideas. But so that's kind of what was a springboard for me, was taking a peek at that, playing around with streamers, and then saying, well, what if I kind of built this, just this little showcase and bookmarked those in, bookended those in like so. And I think that was the first kind of initial springboard for my start of this layout. And you can see that after effect here. And then, of course, I pulled in some photos and things, but I just really loved how that was displayed there. And this might be something that you try yourself. Pull out streamers, pull out funky frills, and you can do it in various ways. But I love how easily those layers and depths just quickly come to life, and the possibilities start to excite you, right? It starts to energize you because you get to discover that and see the layers and play with those layers. But that's a fun combination. I must say, it was seriously energizing and super fun. So give it a try. Try it out. You have to try it out. I'm telling you guys. I have to know like how much you guys love it as much as I did. So again, I think even if you put it across the 2-page, I really had fun with that. Now, I think what happened for me next, just kind of, I don't know, let's just follow that really quickly on this. Then I also knew that rings was another featured set. So again, this is just kind of showcasing what happens when you use a certain amount of sets or combinations as recommendation. And I threw out some of those rings, right? And by the way, it could be literally what you're seeing here, by the way. It's like you pull out one set. Okay, I'm going to put the other ones to the side. You pull out another one. Okay, I'm going to put the other ones to the side. You pull out some rings, and you kind of just drop them on your background. Just drop them on the background, because naturally you'll want to either clean off your background, or you'll say, well, let me just place it over here or move it over here. And all of that exploration is really part of just changing your mindset a little bit too. So really taking my word for just dropping them on your background and then just moving them around. Like, just see where you can place these. There's no wrong, no right. But what you don't want to do is like get so stuck in your head, which is why I encourage you just to drop them on your page. Just start there. And with that, just again, maybe it's so important to limit your selections, like whether you're using featured sets or you're picking your own few sets to start with. But then it's just taking a few and little by little and trying different layering combinations. So that's really what I did on that layout. Is I decided when I saw the rings and I knew I wanted to kind of use this, then I just started saying, you know what, honestly, I think I had it over here initially for whatever it's worth. But then I started saying, well, like, oh, I could tuck the rings, which the rings are really fun tucked, by the way. It's an often go-to design approach for me when I'm using rings. I love tucking them. I also love using them as huge backdrops, but I love tucking them. But then, you know, what went through my mind was, I've done that a lot because I love it, because you can't go wrong. It's a go-to design when using rings. And then I just started to think, well, like, what if, because I was on this whole like bookend concept. And this is just how this layout design came to life. Like each time the creative process will guide you. It really will, if you allow yourself to, discover and play as you go along, and just see what you can come up with visually first. But then I thought, okay, I'm in this bookend thing. So what if I bookend, rings? Now I put a ring over here. And then I was like, what if I put one, which side did I use? Over here. All right. And then for me at that point, I started to kind of play around with, well, do I tuck this behind this layer, right? Do I kind of have that flow across the page? So there's a lot of options, but that's kind of was my initial thought process. And then I think I accidentally I don't know, hit this and it kind of went off the page a little bit. And then I thought, oh, what if I just let that, cut into the side of my page? So again, here's kind of that afterthought with the rings. And I happen to have this ribbon on my table from, I don't know what layout. Sometimes you just don't put materials away. Sometimes it's a great thing. And that's really what happened. The color was perfect and I had just a little bit left and I was like, put it to use, right? Let's put that stash to use. I'm not too attached to it. Today, this layout's a better than never, right? It's just going to be as great as any other layout. And I will say that little bit of ribbon here was super satisfying. There was just little things that started to spring to life that were so satisfying to me. I think that's why this page was so fun. It's so crazy after so many pages of creating. Why this one? I mean, literally, you can hear it in my voice. It just was so much fun. It was so fun to create. So that kind of happened. And then, like I said, that's the bookending of the circles. And then then it was like, okay, let me pull on my photos. Now that I have this frame, that's kind of a nice structure going on my layout. Usually when I get a structure like this, whether it's using some of these larger backdrops or more of the border features or a combination, in this case of both, that's when I start to say, okay, let me throw in the photos now, right? So then we go to our photos. We go to our photos and we kind of see where those thoughts take us. Where does the creative process take you? And with that, just explore. Where did I put my photos? Oh, I think I have them still laid out on my other page. I have this other page still laid out with all my photos. I need to get 3 photo sets so that when I have a layout in progress and then when I'm doing a live, I can have them. So those weren't exactly what I used, but let me just grab these guys from my other previous layout. By the way, I do this all the time with designer templates because I can design a little page and then leave it and come back to it, which I have not quite had a time to wrap that one up. It will happen, maybe Saturday, hopefully. So, I just started to play around with those. In this case, I picked, I'm trying to see where my other photos are. I'm going to get multiple photos. I'm going to order another photo set. I need another one. 2 3x4s. So for breaking down this layout, I did 2 3x4s on this side. I did another 3x4 on this side, a 4x6. And then over here, I used the Canon selfie is when I print my pictures at home. And I did the collage feature. If you don't know how to do that, it's really simple. We have a great article over in the community. Let me see. Well, you guys let me know. I can show you guys that again. And do we have another winner, Dave? I think we're just starting to spring up.
Well,
okay.
I sort of have a method. I can do another one. Lots of great comments too. I'm just enjoying. Lots of people really excited about the funky frills. There's quite a few people who didn't realize that they were built to layer with other borders.
It's another fun effect and feature of them.
Joan actually asked where can you find what borders layer with other DTs, and I'm not sure if there's a set thing that tells you that, but
I'll come back to that question, Joan. So actually, let's just jump there. So we in the community have this. It was based off of your guys' feedback. When we do the features every month, again, those are just suggestions. There's so many variations and combinations you can do. But what we did is we went back and we were like trying to find all of our data for previous recommendations for featured sets. And we created this spreadsheet that, let me remind her, what is it? Featured sets. Feature sets. Okay, all featured sets combination. Can you share this, Dave? Again?
Yep, absolutely.
I'm going to take another quick feature. Okay, so right here under the Inspire and Be Inspired, there's this featured sets inspiration, which we post all the previous ones. But this guy right here, which I'm going to actually bookmark to my own things because it's such a helpful one. Has this like spreadsheet and there's the PDF version, and you could just keep adding every month. So we won't update it every month, and you probably don't want to print it every month. So you could just hand write in every month, and maybe at the end of this year, we'll update it into a new version, and you can print it maybe once a year. But we did include the Excel sheet too, right here. So this just gives you what previous months were, if that's helpful. Okay. And this is again, just previous featured set selections based off of whatever, honestly, it's based off of whatever theme or kits that are coming out, because we tie the featured sets to club kits as well. And then from there, of course, can be used as a combination in and of itself, whether you're combining it with some of the features or the limited editions from the club sets, which I did on this layout that we're kind of dissecting together here in this event. So hopefully you check that out. And let's see. Yeah, I'll come back. This is a really good one. I want to make sure that it's like, I almost think it needs to be pinned. Did I end up pinning it? I'll come back in. We need to pin it. I'm going to come back. All right, so we can stop sharing that. But yes, that's hopefully helpful, Joan. Okay. Super. It was kind of new. Like 2 or 3 months ago, we put that together. And so it's definitely a resource that you can draw back from previous featured sets, months or years in that case, and really help narrow in some of your decision making too when you're just creating on your own. Or you could just join us each and every month now to the next and really embrace that as well. Or another thing that came to my mind is if you know, I really want to use, I don't know, the Christmas set. I'm doing a holiday layout. I wonder what borders they recommended to go with the Christmas set. You could go in there, find Christmas in any of those given slots, and you can say, they recommended them with these sets or these ones. It probably will show up in multiple places, by the way, because we do repackage featured sets often, because there really is no wrong. There really is no wrong. But it's also helpful because it is that creative challenge like we're talking about, right? All right. So another giveaway. Who is the winner?
The winner is Darlene Wilder.
Yay, Darlene. Awesome. I love when a accident becomes a creative element on a page. I love that feeling too. A coincidence. And sometimes it's just
serendipity.
It's
right?
serendipity. Yeah. It could be an accident. It could be, yeah. And that's really what happened with the ribbon. If that's what you're I was just like, why not? It's here. I don't have to stand up. I told you guys this. I'm like a lazy scrapbooker. I like to sit down and just get a page done. So what was the one that the previous winner wanted?
She wanted bunny.
Okay, the bunny one.
The bunny.
All right. So Darlene, that leaves the Southwest Native one. Okay, it's kind of like has a little cowboy boot and stuff like that. Yeah. So this one has the pocket and the it's from September 2020. Is homegrown. It has a sunflower in there, and the pocket I think is all that's in that packaging. May not be the whole thing. Christmas, which is the ornament and poinsettia and other elements. Remember this, guys. If you're the next winner, be like, that's the one I want. and then enchanted. Okay. So tell us which one you would love. By the way, even if you own these, don't let that stop you, because there are many times on a 2-page layout when you want to mirror your design. And so sometimes it's really helpful, instead of trying, again, in those cases, to do it in your head, which is what the Scrap and Adapt, I had to do that a little bit, because I was like, ooh, I want springtime over here and springtime over here. If you have two, then you don't have to be so in your head. You can just let it all go. So, okay, let's jump back into this. Hopefully this is helpful. Oh,
also, hello, Babina. Am I
yes.
saying that right, Babina? We really enjoyed meeting all of y'all at Chantilly.
Yeah.
So welcome in, and thanks for coming today.
Chantilly feels like so long ago, but it was only last week. I'm telling you, this week, guys, it's been busy. It's been busy, and we have still some few more things to get done for you guys for tomorrow's Friday event. So kind of just diving into this again, once you get to this spot and in the thought process, as far as the creative process goes with that, right? We could, let's actually move to our overhead again.
Yes,
there.
ma'am.
It comes to the point of adding in those pictures as I recommended, right? And I put a kind of 4x6 here, and then I did have, I really do. Don't let me. I want to order. I'm going to go use my 50% off item today and order another photo set, because I'm not.
I think someone here said that they're going to go get a photo set. And if you said they would use the 50% on some of these frills that you're.
Because I just I need that other photo set. But we're going to make do this time, guys. I can't tear my other picture or page apart as lovely as I want to. But it works, right? Even if you have to adjust them a little bit from what we're seeing here. That's really what we did, is we added in some photos. And in here, I was saying, that's what I was going towards, was I collaged this in Canva, or my Canon selfie printer. And a lot of apps have this, but I knew instead of a 4x6, I wanted to combine them. And so I just did those ultrasounds. I love mixing black and white pictures with color pictures. I need to do it more often in my layouts. I feel like it really accentuates and adds to the story in just a fun, like elegant meets like very meaningful way. So I think that's also what kind of just excited me about this page so much, is kind of pulling that out of that as well, and having fun with it. I really need to do that more. I really do love a good black and white with colored pictures on a layout. There is a article over in our website too, under photo tips and videos, underneath that same section we were just looking at, that talks about how to quickly collage it. Now, every app updates so often that a lot of the tutorials get outdated quickly. So just Google it if you need to. But that's how I did it. Basically, I just went in and I just printed all of these on 1 4x6s using the collage feature in the Canon Selfie, or any app that you have that might work that way. And then from there, it comes into, okay, well, let's embellish. For me, the featured sets, again, were that easy selection for me. I went with the last featured set that we highlighted, which was Blossom. And I just started to throw in some of these elements around my page. And the rings, of course, create this nice round focal point. I will say I love that about rings. It has, like, of course, clearly a circular element that adds very bold but playful structures to your layouts. And the streamers too, right? They add a very fun kind of celebratory curve to your page. So that's fun. And I can't remember where I put what, but that's kind of initially playing around with those extra layers. And I think I added even more accessories and elements than normal. And I did go through, initially I did the top bottom balance function of your accessories, which is picking a top and a bottom of opposite sides, is a great way to place your picture or your embellishments. But then I wanted a little something here. So then I flipped to the trio visual appeal of accessorizing. So that's kind of the breakdown of this layout. Of course, I wanted to incorporate those beautiful butterflies. from the Kiwi Club set. And I did throw those in because for me, every month I love that new muse, that new inspiration that the Kiwi Club provides. And then, of course, combining that with the featured sets just really enhances your page in a fun way. And if you're not a club member yet, I'm telling you, these are so much joy. They brought so much joy. The whole page was joyful and fun for all the reasons I just shared. But ultimately, it's what came together really nicely on the page. So that's that first layout. We got a few more giveaways, so I'm going to keep chatting while you guys are commenting, okay? Because we do have a few more to go.
A few questions.
Yeah, what do we have? What's questions? Yeah, let's do it.
Also, just a few people saying that they're loving NSD week so far.
Oh, good, good.
I'm
going to clean up my page while we take those questions.
Let's see. Here's one. Julie Hines. Susan, how do you store the largest sized pockets? I think they're 13 inches, so they don't fit into my Totally Tiffany organizer. Just wondering what you do with yours.
Are we talking on the go or at home? Because so for me, if you go back to the front view, Dave.
Okay. On
my home, I do just stick them here in the back, like you see here. My larger 13 by 13s are just lined up here in the back. They're easy to see. So for me, I just know that my backdrops, design sets, of course, when we say backdrop, is that from that feature function, are always back here. So when I need something along those lines, I just kind of come back to this section. So this is my at home. This is like my absolute favorite way to grab and go these templates. And then if I have, which I have some of still here in my little case here. It's got some templates in there. So if I'm going somewhere, I'll take the larger ones out and I will just stick them in a little, I don't have it. It's next to my brown thing in there, like right next to the wall. I'll just stick them in a carry go and I carry them that way. So go to the right, Dave, behind that shelf to the left, all the way. Yep. That's my other little, one of these. This is when I go somewhere, I take them out and I just put these larger ones in here along with my paper layout to go kits. And I'll take them with me in this thing. So hopefully that's helpful. All right. Next question.
Just a quick reminder for Rochelle, if you're still in here, has just asked that she said she's late. What 50% off are we speaking?
Ooh, yeah. Gotta get up on that.
Oh, so just so you know.
We have today's deal for celebration of our International Scrapbook Day is 50% off one item. Use coupon code NSD50 at checkout. And this is one per customer. So go in, find something that you've been eyeing, that you quite haven't treated yourself to. Can't beat a good deal, little coupon like that. We all love our 50% off coupons. I get it. I know that feeling. All right. And then
just a lot of love. Thanks so much for the love, guys. Kiwi Lane has made scrapbooking this week so fun and special. Thank you for your events and all the specials each day.
Awesome.
Also to Anne Birdsall. We saw Anne in another live this week.
Yes.
She says, since I joined the community a few months ago, all these demos and resources have been very helpful to my creating. And we're so glad that they're working out for you.
Embrace the play. I think that's the biggest thing with this event is that I just really like to highlight the first step of design. And when we say design, it's really what we're saying is the first part of play to create. The whole method is called play to create, but it's through the playing and the benefits of being able to play with the tactile play, the visualization, the discovery, the layering, everything that kind of happens in this first phase is really what can get you to that finish zone, right? That final creation, or just into the creation process in general. It jumps you into the creative process so that you can just really enjoy the creative process more fully. And that part of that creative process is seeing something come to existence, right? Like taking the tools, taking these little building blocks and rearranging them in new fashions, in new arrangements, in new ways. And that's what creativity is. It's taking an assortment of things and rearranging them a little bit different. And just with that being, creating your version, making it yours in a lot of ways. So yeah, it's super powerful. So play, just play. And every time somebody starts, and anytime I like someone's like, oh, I'm struggling with the design part. I think the biggest thing, I totally understand why. It's because we've been conditioned so much to do so much in our heads. It's honestly how we've been conditioned in a lot of ways. And so you're almost like combating that initially for whatever it's worth. Like initially you almost fight it. You're like resisting the ability just to say, I don't need to be all up in here. I can just see and I can just play with it. And I haven't cut into anything. So it's like no pressure on you. And just feel like you're building like with Legos, right? Just kind of seeing what comes to creation when you take all these building blocks and put them in different arrangements. They're really no different than what Legos provide in a lot of ways. But anyways, you got to get out of the head. You got to get out of the head. But in order to do that, just know that resistance is normal until you get to a point where you just feel more freedom in that first discovery stop of play. Hopefully that made sense. I felt like I was a little all over, but all right. Do you guys want to do one more layout? Are we up for it? Oh, let's do a giveaway. Yes. Okay. Typically I try to design too, but I know we've been on here chatting. So who's the giveaway? Who's the next winner?
The next giveaway is Sherry Brogan, maybe Cherie.
Cherie. Yes. Cherie Brogan. Mm-hmm.
Congratulations.
Cherie, you're a lucky winner. Do you know which ones are left? Oh, who wanted what last time?
So Darlene went with Enchanted.
Ooh, Enchanted. Okay, so that one's out of the running. We have left in the running. We have Christmas set. We have Homegrown with the cute little pocket here. Let me show you what's in this little packaging. I'm not sure it's everything from that set, but I did throw this one in because it's one of these two are my favorite together. So inside of this one is, let me get it out of this packaging. You have this little pocket and then the sunflower. If you guys remember these ones all together. So this is actually what's in here. So it's not, it's 2, 3, and 4 actually. So it's missing some of them, but I still threw it in because I think it's fun and I knew somebody would love it. But you can tuck the sunflowers into the pocket. You can have a little fun like that. Yeah. So that's actually what's in here. So it's not the full thing. So I just want to make sure that's clear. We have Southwest, the boot, and native. And that one's already called for. So the bunny was called for. Okay, listen, winners, make sure to email support@kiwilane.com. Okay, and let them know also, I think, Dave, you're keeping track?
Yeah.
Okay,
keep
perfect.
Track, and then also, I'm trying to remind them in the comments.
Who picked what and when and how. But we might as well. Part of the fun is selecting your prize. So we will make it happen on this lovely interwebs as best as we can. Yes, the project life can be collaged. Lori said that. Mm-hmm. Yep. I've seen people use that too. Just depends on what printer you have. I'm a half and half. I print half of my pictures from home and half of them I go for the penny deals, like Snapfish penny deals or anything like that. At home, my 13 fits into my crate. So Julie had another option. When I travel, I put them in a tote bag until I get there. Then I add them to the crate. So the little plastic crate probably is what she's referring to. And thank you. I will say this storage system was a long time. We only reason it was a long time coming is because we were trying variations of prototypes for other types, binder types, because I know some of you guys like them in the binders. We tried a version of that. We tried a version of I'm trying to remember. There was like 3 or 4 versions. And then ultimately, practicality and functionality of being able to quickly grab and go was this. But what we needed was the tab ability. These lovely tabs have really transformed. I know I've shared this before, but not only picking out the sets, but when you put things back, it has helped me tremendously keep things in order, which is what an organization system should do, right? Cherie says she just got printed down the new round stickers. Oh, awesome. Yes. So these were, what day was that? Cherie, it was Tuesday?
2 days ago?
Or? Yeah, it was Tuesday's featured set she's referring to there. If you missed that one, check it out. That one's actually still in the shop, guys. Club members, you get it for $11.95. Make sure you're signed into your thing. Otherwise, it's like a $200. But that's even a stiller of a deal.
On sale.
Yeah. I don't know if the sale is still for $99. I think that was just the one day. But club members, that's always your price. So if you just haven't had a chance to grab yours yet, go check it out and watch the video. It'll explain it. Okay, I feel like I need to do one more little quick demo so we can do more giveaways. Okay. Right? So let's do an overhead. I'm just going to do one. I won't be too chatty about it. I will just literally play. So again, we're going to start with featured sets in mind. I decided I'm going to pull in, again, starting with a borders. You know what? No. Let's start with rings. There's 2 approaches, and when you sit down to start, you can start with. You can start with a border, or you can start with your larger items if you know you want to incorporate them into your layout, which we know we want to here. And so I'm going to just, again, step 1, drop them on your background. Step 1. That's a good way you can count on it. Oh my gosh, look how cute that is. That could be actually really fun. What if we did that? What if we just kept those rings together?
I just imagined you doing an exercise where you just
dropped them,
throw templates in buckets and just put them on the top, and you're like, "That's the layout.
That's the layout. Here we go, guys. That's it. That's what we're gonna do." It could work. It's just like we did the scrap adapt. I was like, "Give me a page number, guys. Any number. Here we go. The price is right." It can work. All right. Let me now pull in streamers. What if we intertwine streamers here? Guys, the featured sets are going to be so much. Oh, that could be cute. All right, hold on. Let's pull this up here. Let's keep our rings together. Woo, fun layering. A lot of layering right away, but fun layering. All right. Oh, and I forgot to mention this. I use streamers here on this layout, but I adjusted it. So I, of course, didn't want it to go that long. So I traced out the top portion, and I knew I wanted it to match a 4x6. So I placed the 4x6 on there, and then I made a mark, and then I just slid up my paper and then traced the bottom part and then cut it out of my paper that I was tracing it onto. So that's a little fun little tip. Again, those are in the Kiwi. That's just one of the tips you'll find in the Kiwi Club PDF this month. I think we can go something like that. I might not even pull fancy frills on this layout. Let's just use the streamers here. The other 2 that we didn't quite use on the first layout. And let's see what else. If we wanted to throw in another ring just to balance it, to kind of add to this movement over here. Now the rings, if you're not familiar, we have over on the rings Photoshop, the page, the product page itself, you should see a video on how we recommend tracing, cutting them out. Basically, they're nesting rings, and so it's a lot easier than you think. And it's on the product page. Maybe we'll take you guys for a field trip on that too. Let me just make sure I'm pulling that up correctly first. Anyways, so I kind of want that movement. Oh yeah, let's take a field trip, Dave, really quickly. One more field trip.
Yes, ma'am.
So I clicked on the product page. So just so we're clear. So when you're over here in the main, these are catalog. When you want to click on one product to just go to that individual product page, you click on it. And inside of there, of course, you'll read all the learn more and details. You have video gallery here. Some videos have more, or some sets have more videos, but this is what I meant. There's this actually cutting one right here on rings, some old ones, some throwback videos there, but it's still all good information.
See all of Susan's hairdos through the
years, or my hand,
or your hands.
And then of course gallery. Yeah, you can check that out there, or read up more on it. Check out a full demo if you want a full system demo, but just little demos related to each set you can check out there. Okay, all right. Now that I have this base again, we're going to jump into adding my photos. I'm going to throw in some photo mat. I don't know. I really need to bring my other photos, guys, but I should have just cleared that page because now it's going to not come in handy. I can't live without my photo sets, guys. I'm telling you, if you don't have these, hugest, biggest time saver. Okay. Linda says, I can't wait to get my pockets and put the stickers with the QR code on them. I agree. I still haven't quite finished mine, and I'm so excited to do it as well. Maybe Sunday, tell you the truth. I plan to do that, but you're still waiting probably for your pockets from the pre-sale. So that makes sense. Those are coming in soon, very soon. I'm trying to remember off the top of my mind when those are coming in, but I'm excited for you as well in that. We could do some pictures here. I still got to grab one from here. Let's do this one. Maybe we pull this over here. I kind of want to keep the movement. See, I want to keep that movement here. So when I'm layering, I don't technically want to cover that. So because this is fun, it's different. It's out of the box. I've never tried anything like this. So again, new combinations coming to life even after 15 years. It's crazy. I'm going to do a stair step, I think, with my photos here. So I'm just going to do a clean stair step here. That works. And then over here, I can actually, let's kind of mirror that stair step. Let's remove that one. Put that one there. You know what I think could be? We're going to totally ring this set up. We're going to ringify this board, because I think this could be fun. I just wanted a little bit more movement instead of all photo. This could have fit here easily, but there's a little decorativeness that I felt like was missing from the flow of the page. Yep, what we got?
Lisa says, I'm so excited for the main kit. I learned so much from watching you. I wish I could buy everything.
I know. slowly but surely. I understand. I really do.
Jenny also says, I learned so much from these lives and you showing us where to find things in the app. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Good. I'm glad the field trips are playing off. Yes.
So. Oh, lots of really lovely comments about you today.
Oh, you guys are so sweet.
Cheesy, Linda says, but you are the only one that gets me excited and motivated to scrapbook. So.
Okay, well, let's put it on the calendar, Linda. If anything else, if you can't, you got to make it happen, guys. Time doesn't just, let's do it. Let's do it, Linda. Let's go scrapbook.
So lots of comments about screenshotting these things as you create them for ideas later.
Yes. We'll do it in the replay, by the way, which the replay is always in the community underneath the blog post. Or, well, it's basically like little blog post articles. So if you're in the community, check those out. We will always put the replays there with a write-up. Write-up too. Cute. Today is fun. I don't know. This has been super fun for me too. And I will just say, the moment I created my first layout with this featured sets combination to playing with it again, I'm blown away.
It's a fun set.
It's a fun combination. I mean, just playing with it again, I'm like, oh my gosh, like there's so many little variations of this combination that I've not discovered myself before. Kathy, I had quit scrapbooking, lost my mojo until I found Kiwi. Oh my gosh, that's so sweet of you to share. Comments like that are super, we appreciate them because that means all the world to us. And it is our goal. It's our goal to help simplify scrapbooking, but also, bring that mojo back, like you said, in a lot of ways. Because let's just face it, scrapbooking is the best hobby in the world. And it breaks our heart when I hear people let it go. So I'm like, I understand why you let it go to begin with in a lot of ways because of the complication and overwhelmness and like all of these things. How do you fit it all in?
Feeling stuck.
So the fact that I remember feeling that way. I remember feeling that way myself before the Play to Create system came into existence and changed my own scrapbooking existence. So I totally know what that feeling feels like. So I wish everybody, I could just share it with everybody so they can just, learn of it. Cause like more than anything makes me sad when people just don't know that there's another way. There's another way. And with that, it will bring so much joy back into the process, the creative process as a whole.
So, Brenda, is that coupon just for today? The
yes.
Answer is yes. 50%
yes.
off one item today.
Yes.
Code is NSD50.
Yes. That's today's special for one day only.
Daily surprise.
Yep. All right, guys. Well, there's layout number 2. And we'll leave it at that. Let's do another winner. Dave, who is our lucky winner? What we got? Let
me do I get so wrapped up in these comments. Just lovely comments. So let me.
Julie, I will say the blossom flower is one of my favorites too. And I love how the little blossom can layer here, or it could be a little accent somewhere else. And I'd even use the tulip from Blossom. Where did I put Blossom? I didn't even pull on the tulip. I don't know why. Maybe because I was like, any of these pages could have been a tulip. Oh, that could be really cute. Or like right here. I think I just, oh my gosh, guys. That's so cute. Oh my gosh, I'm going to have to take a screenshot of this home page for myself. My daughter just went to the tulip.
Yeah, there's a
Thanksgiving Point in Utah.
Thanksgiving Point in Utah.
Yeah, she's out in Utah right now for a wedding, and she sent some pictures of them at the tulip farm, I think is what they call it. And I will say there's something so whimsical and captivating about tulips altogether. I don't know what it is, but it's just so breathtaking. I love it. Mm-hmm. It's like picturesque, perfect. So she did get pictures, and I am going to scrapbook them. I think it'll be so fun. That little layering cluster is so cute.
Okay, ready?
Yes. Who's our lucky winner?
Lucky winner. Is this the last one? This is our last winner for the day?
We technically have... Oh, what was the last pick?
The last pick from Cherie was Christmas.
Christmas, okay. Technically, we have 2 more.
Yeah. That's,
let's just... the last winner is going to get both.
Okay. So this winner that I'm about to announce.
Yeah. The last winner is going to get both.
Okay. Lucky day then for Miss Renee Schultz.
Yay, Renee! you get these 2 together.
Renee.
Which I will say, looking at them, the little pocket with some Southwest vibe with the sunflower, it could be a real combination. I'm just saying. I think that could be really fun, actually. So much that I want to test the theory. All right. Oh my goodness, guys. Thanks so much for hanging out with us this beautiful Thursday. I really do hope that 1 or 2 of these, or both of these ideas have inspired you. But more importantly, I just hope that it just really encouraged you to go and embrace the play and the design power that these tools and this process and the method have for helping you to visualize your page, to get outside of your head and just have fun. Just literally play. Go for, we all need playtime. Go put some playtime on your calendar and see what you can come up with and utilize the ideas, the inspiration, the springboards. We all grab inspirations in various different ways, and that's okay. As long as you're enjoying the process and having fun and just really soaking up what this beautiful hobby offers us as scrapbookers. That's meaningful in and of itself. So thanks again for joining us all week. The week's not over, so we'll see you tomorrow in our continued of this week's celebrations. We have a new surprise hitting your inbox tomorrow, so make sure to stay tuned for that. And a really fun one for you coming up that we'll announce technically on Friday night, which is technically Saturday's, but we'll spill all the beans tomorrow evening for that event. So I hope that you can join us. If not, catch the replay. We'll definitely have the replay available. And I think that's it. And then if you haven't had a chance and there's something that you need or want or would love on your want to list, make sure to use your 50% off coupon, one per customer, for today's special. And again, that coupon is NSD50, NSD50. Okay, make sure to use that at checkout for that apply. All right. Well, I better get back to it. We got a lot still to do for tomorrow's event, but I'm excited to share it all with you guys. All right, take care. Bye, guys.